What's up, Boss Tweezy? It's your boy, the Beezy, and I'm coming to you here live from the Steezy. And today we have a barn burner. Why Moxie fell off. The research is done. The script is written. I've drafted the thumbnail and I recorded 75% of the audio. I had to cut my audio recording session short today because I stream on Twitch on the weekends and I do about a 5-hour session. So 12 o'clock was quickly approaching. If I was going to be here on time, I needed to get started. So I had to stop the recording session and get it in. Well, this morning when I woke up, hey, yo, what's up? Oh, man, thanks for the encouragement. Oh, man, when I woke up this morning, I actually got up at 4:30 in the morning. I woke up at 4:30 this morning. I put some work in. I'm working on a couple certs. And then I started editing the script for, what's it called? Why Moxie Fell Off. I had to edit the script so when it was time to read it, I could just read it. And then after I finished doing that, I worked on some content and now I'm here. It's really a blessing. Well, I'm excited to do this because after I finish the tonight's stream, I'm going to have all of the footage that I need to edit everything together. I'll probably just have to do a couple clips in the middle and I'm good. Well, so the question, why did Moxie fall off? Why did Moxie fall off? Well, it's really a combination of things. In the most basic sense, Moxie's marketing campaign slowly fell apart. And as the marketing campaign was falling apart, actually, let me start at the beginning. Our story starts in 2010. In 2010, Michelle Stein partners with Rydell Skates, and they want to prove to Rydell that high top colorful roller skate boots are going to sell. So they open up the original Moxie shop. When they open up the original Moxie shop, the Moxie shop becomes more than just a place where people buy skates. The Moxie shop becomes the house from Rocket Power because all of the roller skating female enthusiasts inside of the original Moxie crew, they would meet there and then they would go out and skate in LA. At least that's the story. That's the story, and that's the marketing campaign that Moxie was built on. As the shop becomes more popular, the shop becomes more than just a place where people shop. It becomes Disneyland for the burgeoning skate market that they're creating. Well, alongside creating this shop and skating together and creating the vibes that would go on to become the Moxie brand, they were also creating social media pages. And this is when Moxie created their hedgehog. If you're not familiar with the hedgehog concept was popularized in the book Good to Great. It's a set of processes that people create that help them become number one in the world at the thing that they can become number one in the world at. Moxie is number one in the world for creating a marketing friendly brand to attract people who consume roller skating as a lifestyle who happen to be women. Many of these women are white women from the late teen ages to their 40s and 50s. And inside of this market, they also began to attract people who are kind of down with that vibe. You know what I mean? Everything, it's not jail. It's not jail where, yeah, man, you gonna hang out with the blacks or you gonna hang out with the whites. It's not jail. And maybe the jail reference was a little too deep. Maybe the it's not legal segregation. It's not jail. Um, and there's a certain type of black woman that likes that Moxie vibe. There's a certain type of Asian woman. There's a certain type of Latino woman that is down with that vibe. Everybody's not down with the vibe. They are number one in the world at creating that vibe and selling that. So what happens is people like Indiana Jamma, that's her name, Indy Jamma Jones, and Queer Girls Straight Skates, and Shayla M, that's the skater known as Pigeon. They're popular skaters inside of their markets, and they start creating roller skating pages, and they come together to create a roller skating community. One of the biggest roller skating communities that came out of this was the Planet Roller skating community. The Planet Roller skating community combined with the Moxie marketing machine, they were able to get in front of the modern audiences of skating. Because if we go into the past and we take a step back and we think about what happened with roller skating and why people think that roller skating doesn't exist anymore. Why can people make the statement that skating came back, or there's been a revival of skating, or skating is dead and skating is old school, if people have been organizing to have major skate parties since the 1960s? Bill Butler arrives at Empire in 1957, creates the jam and technique, and it never stops. He has students from then. The rhythm skating history is building from then. Venice Beach is going strong. They rebuilt the Venice Plaza in 2004. Moxie wasn't created until 2010. So for them to say that they revived roller skating is to say that it was dead in Venice Beach. It was dead in the skating place. Those places are in California. They are in California. But why don't people know about them? Well, these roller skating communities were for diehard skaters who skated inside of tight-knit communities. Additionally, when we look at the media that these skaters produce performance, competition, in highly skilled videos. I remember growing up watching videos from the JBX and other JB skaters. I used to dream about being good enough to record a roller skating video like the videos that I watched and inspired me to skate. Well, Moxie changed that up a little bit. Instead of creating roller skaters for skaters who would practice the art seriously, they branded roller skating as a lifestyle, something that you dipped your toe in and you became okay at, but it was really about the bonds that you built on the way. So what they were able to do is they created a lifestyle that would attract white women from the teenage years up into the Middle Ages. And inside of this, they were able to pair their white and white passing presentation with other feminist movements of the time. Because if you look at the feminist history and you go back and even into the Susan B. Anthony days, there was always a question about equality for all women. However, they said, hey, man, we got to look at the times and we got to figure out what we're going to get through right now. So, feminism has always been for all women, but there's certain women who become the marketable faces of feminism. And that's what it was for Moxie. They created that vibe, and they also did something that would change the way that new skaters saw roller skating. By changing the roller skating pitch, marketing specifically to those women, they became the first or one of the first people that people saw when they were getting into roller skating. So Moxie and Planet Roller Skate became the revival of roller skating. And if you talk to a lot of the roller skaters who started skating during this time, they're going to talk to you about how Moxie and Planet Roller Skate were their thing. They were the only things that they specifically saw in roller skating. And for a lot of them, it's very, very difficult for them to stop consuming Moxie because that's what they know of roller skating. Well, on one hand, this helped catapult the people on the Moxie team into the next echelon of roller skating. During this time, they started releasing tutorials and they created the social media style that people began to adapt during the pandemic. However, Moxie had a problem. They created a marketing campaign, but the Moxie California Dream Girl roller skate style only works on the internet and for them. Because when you break it down and you really look at their entire market, it actually really doesn't make a lot of sense. Because let's think about this. We're park skaters who jam skate and we teach beginner tutorials. We're all inclusive of all races and we are inclusive of everything that people are going through politically. It's extremely difficult to appease all of those people, and it's extremely difficult to even do all of those roller skating styles together effectively. Park skates and park skating is not for beginners. Doing different tricks inside of the park and performing tricks off of obstacles is an intermediate to advanced activity. However, they're inclusive and they're also looking to bring new skaters in and give them an opportunity to roller skate and look cool and feel empowered. So they began to incorporate elements of jam skating and rhythm skating inside of the marketing campaign. That's when you get people making videos about roller skating moves to do inside of small spaces, teaching routines like the downtown, as well as the infamous Indy Jammer Jones spin videos. Well, generally people who roller skate in the park don't dance very well because there are two different sets of skills and you have to build these skills separate of each other over time. Additionally, there is a clear gap between the way that a lot of them skate and the people that are skating inside of the ring. So it creates a situation where they're culturally appropriating moves, watering them down and whitewashing them, and then repackaging them for their audience and selling them at a profit that the people who created the moves were never able to achieve. So there's only a matter of time before the house of cards falls down. How long can you bring new skaters into this marketing machine before they mature long enough to notice, hey, these women don't really know how to teach roller skating. They're mixing a couple of styles of skating that don't really complement each other, and it's going to create issues long term. And our entire marketing scheme and our friendship is based on the idea that they're going to become the de facto leaders as well as gain from roller skating, something that the people in the cultures that created roller skating were never able to gain while propping themselves up as the saviors of the entire art. There's only so long that all of these things can happen before cracks start to appear in the system. And that's what happened. So now that the stage is set, let's talk about it from 2020. I want to talk about it. I want to go straight through and I want to talk about the whole story. And then afterwards, I want to run through and we could talk about some of the history. Not the history. I want to check out some of the receipts. I'm going to look at the receipts. So 2020 was a turbulent year. 2020 was a turbulent year because on one hand, it was Moxie's big break. Roller skating surges on TikTok and they are primed to take advantage of all of the new skaters. They have the look. They crafted the marketing campaign to take advantage of the new skaters coming into the field. And to top it all off, media outlets all across the world are calling Michelle Stein in the Moxie team and plastering their face on the front of all of the roller skating media. So overnight, Moxie roller skate sales soar and all was good. It was actually better than good. Because of the marketing campaign and the extreme beginner spin that they put on roller skating, they were able to shift the way that people were buying roller skates. They were forever. Because back in the day, excuse me, back in the day, seasoned roller skaters were not hyper consumers. You might get your pair of skates, the accessories that you need to skate. You're going to pay your rink fees. You're going to do what you need to do to keep all of your stuff together, but you're not going to buy 5 pairs of skates so that you can get all of the skates inside of the Moxie set. Well, with the rise of skate influencer and skate inspo culture, Moxies became collector items. In addition to that, experienced skaters are not likely to buy large amounts of equipment or pressure each other to buy all of the accessories. This became extremely popular with the rise of pandemic skating. Before, like back in my day, it was rare when you would see somebody roller skating with knee pads, shoulder pads, wrist guards, and a helmet in the front of their house. But now it became so commonplace with the rise of pandemic skating that people started to shame roller skaters for not wearing pads. I like to call those skaters the pad police. That was back in the day. I'm not going to start talking about the pad police today, but they started the pad police. So, roller skating consumption and roller skating accessory consumption goes through the roof. So far through the roof that Moxie is actually unable to keep up with it. And if it was any other company in the world with any other audience, this would have been the moment that everything fell apart. It got so bad that it would take Moxie months in order to fulfill a roller skate order. They were so infamously backed up that the Wall Street Journal wrote an article about it, and an entire subreddit was created to share grievances about misplaced and unsent Moxies. Honestly, though, with the things that are about to come in 2020, a roller skating shortage was the least of Moxie's issues. First, yeah, what's up? First thing that happened, or one of the first major shifts, is the Moxie roller skate shop was renamed the Pigeon Skate Shop. Do you remember that skater Pigeon that I mentioned earlier? Well, Pigeon had a problem. She had bought the Moxie shop from Michelle Stein because Michelle Stein wanted to focus on building the Moxie brand. However, after buying the shop, they were still Moxie exclusive. By changing the name to the Pigeon Skate Shop, that gave her an opportunity to branch out and take full advantage of the TikTok trend. This is a big blow for the Moxie marketing campaign. Some people are going to say, and I know they're going to say it in the comments, oh, they're still affiliated, whoopty whoopty whoop. However, at the end of the day, the other piece of it is when we talk about the specifics. The Moxie Skate Shop that helped create the Disneyland experience for Moxie skaters is not there, and they're now carrying roller skates and supporting all roller skating brands. The second thing that happened that might be even more impactful than the creation of the Pigeon Skate Shop is Indy Jamma Jones. Indy Jamma Jones is the most popular roller skater of all time. Statistically, bar none. Indy Jamma Jones is the most popular roller skater of all time. To this day, Indy Jamma Jones has more YouTube subscribers than Dirty Dabs. It's not even close. It's not close. Indy Jamma Jones has the most popular YouTube videos via numbers. Indy Jamma Jones has personally profited off of roller skating more from YouTube videos, YouTube tutorials, and the subsequent AdSense dollars, probably most people's classes. That's how popular Indy Jamma Jones's roller skating videos were. Her spin video sits at about 1.2 million views. That's like 10K. That's like 10K. That's like 10K in AdSense dollars. Just think about that for a second. And this was before Apocalypse. Well, Indy Jamma Jones had a problem. Black Lives Matter. In 2020, this was when the Black Lives Matter protests flared up. And some of the roller skaters in the Planet Roller Skating community posted about the Black Lives Matter protests. Well, Indy Jamma Jones didn't like that. She decided to delete the comments as a means of moderating the group. Indy Jamma Jones felt that Black Lives Matter was a little political. She wanted to create an adult conversation section in order to cover issues like that. Roller skaters inside of her community were quick to point out they could talk about misogyny and they could talk about gatekeeping inside of the group, but they couldn't talk about Black Lives Matter. Well, eventually, Indiana Jones was canceled, shamed, and expelled from the community. However, this would be two marks against Moxie's success. The first and the most obvious mark, Moxie and all of the roller skaters that were associated with Planet Roller Skating distanced themselves from the brand. But their marketing vehicles are a shadow of the Indiana Jones marketing videos and marketing campaigns to this day. The second big issue, a brand that Moxie was tied to almost inseparably, is now associated with pretty much the R word. In addition to being associated with that, the community began to divide. People like to put it all on Indiana Jones, but 270 plus thousand people are still subscribed to Indiana Jones. Millions of people watched her videos. And after the Planet Roller Skate incident, there were tons of apologists on Reddit and in the Facebook comments. Oh, it wasn't that bad. Oh, people are overreacting. And tons of people that agreed. It was big news in roller skating, and groups all over the internet took a side. Many people said that Black Lives Matter was too political for roller skating, and they wanted to separate the politics from roller skating. This is a huge issue for Moxie. If we're all in this together, if we're all connected, it's impossible to feel that way when the biggest roller skating influencers are saying, no, we're actually not connected. And a lot of African American roller skaters experienced different microaggressions during this time that turned them off from the greater skating community. Well, the trouble wasn't over for Moxie yet. Soon after the Planet Roller Skating fallout, Moxie came under fire for cultural appropriation and whitewashing. Specifically, people read the about on their website and they started thinking to themselves, is it okay for Michelle Stein in the Moxie team to say, we revived roller skating? They're making tons of money, and they're making this money using a culture that they pretty much said is dead. And they're using all of this in order to prop up the idea that they're business tycoons, inclusive business tycoons that care about everybody. So it brought a lot of scrutiny to Moxie's underlying plan. In addition to this scrutiny, photos came out featuring the Moxie roller skate team, Michelle Stein and friends, in some questionable outfits. Some felt mocked the African American community. This was such a serious issue that Michelle Stein had to issue an official apology. And I'm going to be reacting to that apology today. I'm going to be looking at that apology, and I'm also going to be looking at the Queer Girl Straight Skates video where she separates from Planet Roller Skate. I'm going to get to that in a couple minutes. Well, it's not over. More stories started to come out about the way that Michelle Stein does business. Another one of the early partners of Moxie, XOXO Bonsai, was not paid for the PR and marketing work that she did on the brand. And eventually, the brand distanced itself from her as well. So people started looking at this from the outside looking in. Everything at Moxie was all right when it was all white. But when we started talking about money, things got a little bit funny. And so, for a time, I think I got this thing popping in and popping out. Let me unplug this for a second. For a time, Moxie was okay. They were able to get through these scandals. They were, and after they got through the scandals, they continued to chug along, create more products, improve the marketing even more, and they even started things like RollerCon and Moxie Skate Camp, where they would bring skaters like T Stacks and Richard Humphrey to teach rhythm skating and jam skating, while bringing in roller skating pros to teach, inline skating pros rather, to teach park skating to roller skaters. And this led up to Moxie's next scandal. In 2022, in an effort to become the de facto leaders in the quad performance and competitive space, Moxie partnered with Blade Cup as well. Moxie and other quad skating brands partnered with Blade Cup, a 10-year long running inline skating event, in order to form the Quad Cup. Quad Cup was going to be a heat at Blade Cup, aka a couple of side events. This would give them an opportunity to piggyback on the success of inline skating, promote the brand even more, and create a situation where people are like, okay, I can park skate and I can make a name for myself. Well, Moxie had a problem. Everything was all right until the advanced roller skating heat. Montre, an inline skater that noticed the opportunity inside of quad skating, buffering. Okay, let's give it a second. Let me do this real quick too. See, it's buffering. I can close this too. This will probably give me a little bit more juice. Well, Moxie had a problem. Montre, an inline skater that saw an opportunity for himself inside of quad skating, had started to quad skate. He even built a couple of fans. He learned how to quad skate so good that, good to hear it's good. I'm gonna keep going, and I just hope it evens out. He learned how to quad skate so good that he won the advanced quad competition by a landslide. Everybody in attendance felt that way, and he was even told before the official decision that he had won. However, at the last minute, quad skaters decided to give the win to Barbie. Barbie is a middle-aged white woman. And a quad skater. I forgot to add that part. She's a quad skater too. She's a quad skater. She's a middle-aged white quad skater. And the powers that be felt that if an inline skater had won, it would make roller skaters or quad skaters upset. Well, this was a moment that divided the community even farther. There was only, oh, because I kind of accidentally left one part out. Earlier, I told everybody about the mixing of the different disciplines inside of roller skating, as well as the inclusive marketing campaign. After the pandemic cooled off, Moxie and other people they began to release different slogans and philosophies into the skate community that favored inclusivity, and they wanted to break down gatekeeping. So, in order to break down this gatekeeping, some of the phrases and practices that people created were things like beginner for beginner tutorials, as well as normalized falling. These things were created in the hopes that they could keep roller skating on a relatable level, a level that people could come in, see themselves in, as well as continue to roller skate. And for a time, this was how roller skating really was. Let me check my monitor. It says I'm starting. Try refreshing your browser. During this time, quad skating became very anti pro. On one hand, they had roller skaters who had been skating for years. And by this time, it was becoming abundantly clear that everybody's roller skating inspos were not improving as roller skaters or the best skaters in the world. Additionally, the results of their teaching were starting to show that the things that they were teaching are also leading to injuries. However, because of the way that the new market of roller skating liked mine's that's good. The way that the new market of roller skaters like to consume roller skating media, lifestyle videos of people that represented them, that looked like them, and that skated on their level, they became the leaders in the roller skating space. And that created another issue. It made it difficult to beat the whitewashing as well as cultural appropriation allegations. You're going to come in, take the culture, water it down, and teach a watered down version of that culture to other people because they relate to you more. Well, by the time Quad Cup comes, that's one of the prevailing ideas in roller skating, but it's under the under. It's not something that's said out in the open, and there has never been something done on the national stage. There's never been something done on the national stage to really confirm this is how people felt. Well, when roller skaters said that Montre couldn't win because he was an inline skater, and the point was because he was an inline skater, he had an opportunity to get good at roller skating before they started roller skating. The jig was up. This caused a split inside of the community, another split rather. On one hand, you had the quad skating and park skating purists who respected the bounds of competition. The best skater won. While on the other hand, you had the newer brand of skaters who were coming into the community to be affirmed. Like, I really took some time and I took a step back and I started to try to imagine, like, where what is an where is the place where I emotionally, wanted to come into a space, or actually, let me say this another way. Let's think about this for a second. Let's think about how attractive being able to be one of the people represented at the top of roller skating at any physicality could be. Like, imagine something that you always wanted to be good at. For me, that's playing fighting games. If I could come into a fighting game community, practice for a couple of months, and then still be able to compete for the highest level or the highest trophy on the national stage, that'd be amazing. But it doesn't work like that. When you're coming into a game or you're coming into a new hobby, you're competing against people who've done it year after year. And if you don't take that dub, and if you don't have the skills to specifically pay those bills, nobody's going to pretend like you do. Roller skating's different. We push the people out who've had an opportunity to build skills in different ways. And this is the community of people that we have left who we're going to give an opportunity to take that stage. So just like with the Indiana Jones incident, on one half, you got skaters who were like, hey, Montre won. We got to give Montre the win. And then on the other half, we have skaters who deep down inside do not want to face the music. If we allow inline skaters to be represented inside of the quad skating community, they are going to change the entire thing. The demographics are going to be different. The tricks are going to be different. And they're going to take this to a level where the average quad skater will not be able to compete, especially when you consider the average quad skater started roller skating during the pandemic, and the best skater they know is Michelle Stein. Michelle Stein, I mean, she can skate. I'm not going to say Michelle Stein can't skate, but I rarely see her on ramps bigger than like a quarter pipe. I rarely see her on ramps bigger than a quarter pipe. I rarely see her hitting tricks outside of the standard quarter pipe. There's a whole nother world of roller skating tricks and airs that inline skaters have been hitting for years that quad skaters do not even attempt, because most of it is chicks and bowls. That's like the name, is chicks and bowls, or it's dropping into the ramp. That's the line. Most roller skating and most quad skating parts are a series of stalls and like 50-50 grinds. You got to be able to soul grind to be in the grinding club in aggressive inline. Well, this is another moment when there is a huge fallout inside of roller skating and inside of the Moxie camp. And this is a place where their core market starts to break. The core market of quad and park skaters getting irrevocably separated from the newer market of skaters who want to, for lack of better words, live in the Moxie echo chamber and look up to their skate inspo. Well, the jump the shark moment comes in 2023. By this time, the Moxie skate team is starting to look more and more different than it looked back in 2020 when everything jumped off. Indiana Jones out of the picture. A lot of the roller skaters who they put on the team and had working inside of their e-commerce division, they had to find other jobs. Fat Girl Has Moxie changed her name to Fat Girl Has It because they had to separate her from the company. If you look at articles about Moxie and you go back and you talk about their influencers, Fat Girl Has It was one of the first people that were touted on the Moxie team. And now she's out. They say deuces. Dun, 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 dun. I didn't have to do the singing. Well, in addition to this, Moxie attempts to recapture the market with one last marketing scheme. This time, they cut a quad skating promo with the now Moxie team, and they used this promo in order to launch the Laszlo boots. Not Laszlo roller skating boots. Lazo boots are a trendy Hollywood woman boot that you can only wear on the strip in California. I'm going to show y'all a picture a little bit later, but it's giving altos. It's giving colorful alto boots. These ain't the type of boots you can wear to work. You know what I mean? They kind of look like, you know, them fishing boots that all the boys down in Alabama wear that don't got the laces. If you take that boot, you made it suede and colorful, that's what they look like. That's just me. That's just me. Well, when they did this marketing campaign, they officially jumped the shark. They betrayed their core audience in two major ways. First, they partnered with the unthinkable. They partnered with skateboarders. Yep, they partnered with skateboarders. And you may be thinking, like, why is partnering with skateboarders so serious? And why is that the unthinkable? If you didn't know, skateboarders are the boogeymen to middle-aged white women who wanted to park skate in the 90s, in the 80s, in the 80s and the 90s. They're the boogeymen. Because skateboarders ran a campaign and they made fun of inline skaters. And by proxy, they made fun of other quad skaters because they're just different terms I'm not going to say. They thought it was unskilled. They felt that these roller skaters were out. They were in the way. And so they used their different magazines in order to run smear campaigns on inline skating. And this discouraged a lot of people from wanting to roller skate in the park. If you go into a lot of the spaces and if you head to Reddit, there will be women who are still talking about the way that inline skater, they're not the inline skaters, the way that skateboarders satirized roller skaters during this period. So it's extremely ironic. Poser, stop it. Stop this. They had, yeah, hazmat. They had other. I don't even like to say their words. They said words. It's not okay. Them words is not okay. Those words were not okay. Well, Justo, you can type it. Justo just typed it in the chat. Yo, I almost stopped skating. I went back and I watched the videos that those skateboarders made, and I was this close to quitting in 2024. Those videos were that funny. They were flaming these guys. It wasn't just the names. They would put this parts of them roller skating inside of skate parks and just make roller skaters look so silly the entire time. And now Moxie was partnering with those same skateboarders. And that's the final straw. The community that Moxie has protected for so long. Stop it. She said, I would have dropped it. So I would have dropped it too. I would have, bruh. If somebody had told me that when I was in high school, If somebody had called me that when I was in high school, I would have quit. I would have quit. I would have quit. Not in Georgia. Not in Georgia. You know, I'm from Decatur. I grew up on Glenwood. I couldn't have afforded them allegations. I couldn't have afforded that. I skate in this rink. This is the rink I grew up skating in. I wasn't at a place mentally and emotionally to roll around in circles at the Golden Glide, thinking that word in my head, practicing earnestly. Like, imagine. Like, anyway, let me get back to it. In addition to partnering with somebody that's directly opposed to their core market, they also attempted to pull a Logan Paul on quad skaters. So you're telling me that you're going to create a part with the Moxie team, get everybody hyped up for the next skate product, and then switch it to some boots? It's a corporate cash grab. And by then, the facade was completely gone. In addition to this series of missteps, other roller skating companies were taking notes and forming stiffer competition for Moxie throughout this entire 4-year period. Vanilla created a colorful skate. Rydell created a colorful skate. Impala improved their roller skates. Moonlight roller skates, you know what I mean? Maybe that we could do a fall of Moonlight roller skates next, just so everybody says it's fair. Moonlight roller skates fell out, but there were other brands to come in and fill that spot. There were Chinese brands to come in and fill that gap for the generic and low price market as well. And these skates retail for $100 to $300 less than a pair of Moxies. One of the big focuses in marketing spaces that Moxie none. The fall off of Moonlight, the fall off of Moonlight. Some people are gonna tell me that Moxie didn't fall off. Nobody's going to say that Moonlight roller skates didn't fall off. Not one person is going to say that. I'm not gonna get a single comment about that. They fell off. Now I lost my train of thought. Yeah, a lot of these skates they retail for $100 to $300 less than a pair of Moxies. One of the marketing spaces that Moxie helped carve out was the beginner skate marketing space. If you look at their pages and you start looking at the most asked questions that roller skaters ask, what is the best equipment for a beginner? And people generally say that beginners can skate in less expensive, more flexible boots. That means that by creating a roller skate that retails for $200 less than a pair of Moxies that has a comparable design as well as quality, you come in and you undercut them on the beginner roller skate market. So now Moxies are designer items for more advanced skaters and collectors, while this new competitor becomes the de facto beginner skate. And consequently, Moxie skate sales pretty much plummet. They're still doing millions of dollars in sales, but according to the numbers that we're about to get into the research soon. According to the numbers, the percentage of Rydell sales that Moxie makes up has dropped by 50%. In 2018, according to the Moxie team, they accounted for 20% of Rydell sales. Currently, they account for 10% of Rydell sales. And I'm going to show you the research on that in a second. Well, there you have it, folks. That's what happened to Moxie. They came out strong. They helped create a marketing campaign as well as capture modern audiences who were coming into roller skating. However, they pretty much captured lightning in the bottle. It's easy to catch somebody on the way inside of the door and sell them a dream. It's difficult to keep that dream up as they continue to mature and branch out from the different media that you're specifically presenting. On one hand, there are some skaters who are looking to exist within that space and stay within that space. However, a large portion of the market has trouble staying there because of the deeper economic, cultural, and physical implications that they bring along. And that's what happened to Moxie. Now I want to take an opportunity and let's go through some of the research. I wanted to say it straight out without jumping back and forth because I just felt that it would be easier to follow. It would be easier to follow. Like I've seen different videos jumping back and forth. I watch my videos. Like afterwards, I'm gonna get off this. And that was the first marker. When I was saying, hey yo, how are these videos actually looking and what are you actually producing? I'm like, would you watch these videos if you were eating? Thanks for the clap. And if I had to look at it and be like, bro, like you can't eat and watch this, then I need to go back to the drawing board and try something different. Like, I'm like, bro, if you reading and you like, bro, I can't even listen to me read, and you need to go back to the beginning and try something different. This is the research. And I want to start here at the beginning so we can get our first numbers. This is the Wall Street Journal article I was talking about. You got to get a subscription to read it. Rydell hasn't seen demand for his roller skates this strong since people were lacing them up for turns on the dance floor in the disco era of the 70s. Yeah, supply chain turmoil knocks roller skaters off balance. That's a good one. That's a good one. Now let's look at the numbers that I talked about a little bit earlier. This is a page about Rydell's current earnings report. I think this is pretty credible given how deep they go into the management. Like they tell me who's working there. Like I could probably find bro on LinkedIn. Yep, I can find him on LinkedIn. You know what? I'm actually gonna call him. Like, I'm actually gonna shout bro out. I'm like, you know what? Sorry to dox gang. Dang, I'm doxing him. I mean, that's just his name. It's probably it's on the website. It's on the website. But $22.1 million in revenue. Let's zoom in so everybody can see that. $22.1 million in revenue. Now let's check out the Moxie earnings chart. $2.1 million in revenue. Not really a dox. Thank you, because I just know how bad that is. I'm like, oh no. Oh no. I want to take a look at that one in a second. Here's one of the articles that I was talking about. And the LA Roller Skating Times, the Los Angeles Times is going to go down in history as being on the wrong side of the roller skating divide, because a lot of the articles that they write, they're one of the main people that are writing articles about Moxie and saying that Moxie, brought skating back. Let's read this one though. This one's very interesting. The women of the Moxie skate team whizzed through the streets of Long Beach on their roller skates, first gliding in serpentine patterns, then performing backflips, mid-air splits, and handstands off skateboard ramps. These moves, as seen in YouTube videos that have netted thousands of views, help push the Moxie brand mainstream. Today, the Long Beach company's customers include experienced skaters as well as fashion-forward newbies attracted to the whimsically colored retro high-top skates. Fueled by a hot market for nostalgia and savvy social media marketing, Moxie has built on Southern California's rich history of roller skating to tap the fashion and fitness industries. The brand has grown from its start in 2010 to sell more than 10,000 pairs of skates last year. In fiscal year 2018, Moxie accounted for 20% of the roller skate revenue reaped by its manufacturers and brand partners, storied skate maker Rydell Shoes Inc. Rydell declined to provide annual sales totals for the brand. So boom, a little bit of math, checking the two earnings reports. That means that Moxie's earnings percentage is down 50%. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. I really appreciate that statement. This is another article that I'm talking about, and I want to take a second and talk about. Actually, no. Let's read it. This is where I got the roller skating history from, and this is where I learned. Here it is. This is where I learned about the passing of roller skating marketing from different people. The skate girls take over. The first Moxie skating store in Long Beach quickly transforms into more than just a place of business. It morphs into the central social hub for the Moxie skate girls, a group of female roller skate enthusiasts that congregate and meet up at the shop before heading out on regular skate outs, where the girls go skating through the streets of LA. I'm suspicious. I don't think they actually ever went skating through the streets of LA. Just looking at the video and looking at everything that they're wearing, they're not dressed to roller skate for very long. It'd be really difficult to run around skating in LA for long periods of time with you and 7 of your homegirls in booty shorts. Y'all might do a couple laps around the block. I believe they did a couple laps around the block, but I feel like they kind of exaggerating this. In late 2013, Stein sells the shop to her skate friend, Shayana M. I'm going to call her Shania M. I'm going to call her Shania M. I ain't going to trip on this one. A skater known in the scene as Pigeon, to focus on building the Moxie brand. We wouldn't know what each other was doing, and we'd all end up at the shop like, oh, we're all here? All right, let's go hang out. Let's go hang. Let's go skate, said Vice. So you can do that in Vice, maybe not LA. The number of Moxie skates sold grows every year thanks to retailers like Urban Outfitters, and Dolls Kill, its own web shop, and skating rinks that rent Moxies to guests. In 2017, Stein and Moxie eclipsed 10,000 in global sales, and its increasing popularity is primarily attributed to the social media content. Stein uploads videos of skate outs to YouTube, then come tutorials for skating tricks and tips for beginners. The skaters themselves include Moxie skate girls and others. Begin making and uploading nearly professionally produced trick videos to YouTube and Instagram. Stein sponsors some of the more flamboyant skaters. Shouts out to the Life Can Be Like in Long Beach. So Long Beach, I'm gonna give them Long Beach. I'm gonna give them Long Beach. Through the streets of LA, let's say it's LA the same way that people say that Augusta is Atlanta. The North is not Atlanta. Boom. Now that we took an opportunity to break that part of the story down, let's get into the part where the cracks start showing. I want to come and I want to talk about the separation from the pigeon shop and pull out my sources for the separation from the pigeon shop. The separation from the Moxie shop. Why Pigeon Skate moves moved on from Moxie. Why Pigeon Skates moved on from Moxie to embrace this TikTok movement. We're going to check out those apologies in a couple seconds. When Cheyenne Pigeon M formally announced at her store that the renowned Moxie roller skate shop would rebrand to become Pigeon's Roller Skate Shop 2 months ago, the 34-year-old business owner knew she'd be letting go of one of the most respected and admired roller skate brands in the female outdoor skating scene. People would travel all over the world to visit the Moxie skate shop. It was like Disneyland, she said. And I knew I was giving that up. But what's more important is that I'm serving the local people more than the world. Speaking to the relationship between roller skating brands and their brick and mortar counterparts, the former helps spread interest in the sport while the latter nurtures the culture and community. Yep. So you were talking a little bit about indie, and I want to call attention to this as well. I think indie was, let me adjust myself. I spoke about how losing indie as a marketer was big. I think this is another really big hit. As Moxie as a brand matures, more and more of their influencers stop being exclusively Moxie. And if they still had a Moxie store and going to the Moxie store was like going to Legoland still, it'd be a completely different vibe. It'd be a completely different marketing scheme. So boom, we talked about that. Now let's talk about the let's do some reacting. I want to check out how Queer Girls Straight Skates reacts to separating from Planet Roller Skate. The last time I was on stream, I mentioned it, I talked about it, but I did not. Ooh, I didn't actually look at their videos. Planet Roller Skate update. Ooh, wee. You know, I realized for this video, I didn't know which one of them was Indy Jamma Jones. Like I couldn't tell them apart. I was like, which one is who's like who's who? And just to back up some of the things that I said earlier, people say that the whole thing fell off because of the Indy Jamma Jones incident. She has 287,000 subscribers on YouTube. When's the last time she posted a video? Last year? Yep, influencer heavy. I agree with that. Talk to me about it. Woo! Dirty Deborah barely. Dirty Deborah barely. She barely has more subscribers than Indy right now. Barely. And now let's look at her videos. These joints doing 1,000, 2,000 here, 5,000 there. Let's look at her most popular. Okay, 4 million, how to roller skate. She got a 900K. She got some 500. She got a 500 here or there. Okay, boom. $1.2 million 7 years ago. She would still have more. The point I want to point out, she's still popular. She's still popular. I think you hit on it. You said that it got really, really influencer heavy. That creates a divide in and of itself. That means that everybody didn't cancel Indy Jamma Jones. A lot of people was like, okay, I get it. I get that. Hey, she made a mistake. And how can we say that somebody who's more popular than Dirty Deborah is canceled? Who canceled her? You sweating? Yeah, I'm sweating. What do you mean? Who canceled her? She's not canceled. Let's get back to the album. I can't even find it. Man, all of this, I don't know. Thinking inside of your head. I'm having trouble figuring out what these videos are for. What knee pads are the best? Oh, the double standard. She didn't want to be political, but I think was talking about women's right or something just the week prior. I think the double standard about the women's rights also brings up another issue. What's political for you specifically? Who is it okay to attack? And which they'll tell me. No, I should have just saved it. Why I no longer skate with Indy Jamma Jones and Planet Roller Skate. Here it is. Not 40 minutes. Not 40 minutes. I didn't know it was a 40-minute video. Her name's not Fat Girl Has Moxie anymore. And I want to talk a little bit about Queer Girl Straight Skates. I think Queer Girl Straight Skates got more popular because she connected more directly with a lot of the new skaters who were coming in. I like what she said too, but I got this stream plan. I didn't even plan this stream to be talking about her or watching that video for that long. And her name is not Fat Girl Has Moxie anymore. Fat Girl Has It. Oh, y'all can't see that. Fat Girl Has It. Her name is not Fat Girl Has Moxie because it officially in November 9th, 2023, to November 8th, 2023, about a year to the day, I no longer work for Moxie. I got hired when everyone wanted skates and laid off when almost no one does anymore. Between roller skating no longer being the trend and the economy going to HE double hockey sticks, my e-commerce job could no longer afford me. I am no longer an employee, but I will be working with them here and there. Boom, 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 boom. What actually counts? No, I can't even search up queer girl straight skate. She blocked me. Oh, I can search her up. I can search her up on my rhythm skating account. So Fat Girl Has Moxie is more popular on YouTube. So what had happened was when she fell, when she ran into that child on the ramp, I made a video talking about how she could have avoided it and why she didn't get snaked. And then I noticed that she had blocked me. I don't have beef. I don't have beef. I just saw that video and I saw the statements about how she got snaked. And at the time, I was really talking to a lot of people about roller skating safety. I don't think that she's the best person to talk about roller skating safety in a lot of the different things that she was putting into the community. Like the idea that she got snaked when you're dropping in across from a child. And then even just looking at the way that she fell afterwards, it really produced a lot of different things inside of the community that I was really talking about that. I don't know how many she has on YouTube, or yeah, she's big on YouTube. She's one of the only skaters on YouTube that have over 100K. Let's get focused. Let's talk about the Moxie fallout. I'm gonna have to cherry pick from the apologies. I'm gonna have to watch those apologies on my own time. Let's go through a couple of Reddit space. Let's go through a couple of what's it called, Reddit things. And then just think about that. You just got your teeth knocked out. You just got your teeth knocked out. And Dunbeezy gets online 3 days later. It was a 15-minute video with jokes, edits. I was talking like this. No loss being blocked. I wasn't on her page anyway. I'm like, bro, I don't look at your videos. Like, oh no, I missed the latest queer girl straight skates tutorial. Oh no, bro. I don't know you, but the funny thing is, I'm gonna show y'all. Actually, I can't even show y'all. I'm gonna have to show y'all on another one. You gave her some truth. Like, I remember being on Reddit talking about advice for different things, and people would jump up. My girl, queer girl, straight skates got me. And then I'm like, who? Like, is this like a competition? Are you repping your set right now? They threw it up like I asked them which hood they was from. And that's why I really feel like she probably got more popular because the identity politics. I want to look at a couple of Reddit posts and read through a couple of Reddit posts because in addition to the different news articles, a large part of this history is followed through the Reddit posts. This is from the boycotting of Moxie. And this is why some people boycotted Moxie. I spent hours trying to find those pictures. If anybody can find the pictures that they took, if anybody can find those pictures, please send them to me because I really, really tried to find those pictures. I could not find them. TLDR, decide for yourself if Moxie is a trash company. If you think they are, then boycott them. BIPOC people are work at all sorts of terrible places. This is the type of person that still supports Indy Jamma Jones. This is what I mean. We can honor them by demanding better from their employers. I have paid no mind to these white skater celebrities. Estro, Indy, and the whitewashing of the sport makes me mad. If you want true accountability, you can only get that from reciprocal relationships, not influencers. This is a little bit about the heavy influencer culture in California. Skating is about community in real life at the rink, but we can do it virtually now. Watch United Skates and learn about the history of racism in skating. United Skates of America was another very controversial piece of media. When United Skates of America came out and they did those stories about how they don't let African Americans come into some rinks with the small wheels, that created a point of contention between black and white skaters online as well. Because there's a lot of white skaters who are like, hey man, I know those people down there, they're not like that. They selling in the documentary. And then you have people on the other side like, hey man, they always jacking me up when I go down there to skate. I can't even get in there. So this is another moment. I was rather confused and irritated by a post I saw yesterday on here about how folks should not boycott Moxie because of one, a product launch they're doing right now with the black woman, sheesh, and they employ BIPOCs, especially in this time of revolutionary action for racial justice. I'm concerned about how many upvotes that post got and would like to talk about it. Boom. Ooh. Everybody's not mad at Indy Jamma Jones. If Shove is hurting for money, she can and should take part in the mutual aid efforts going on. I firmly believe in helping each other out when we're in need, but the idea that people should continue to support a company that they believe is engaging in racist and unfair practices to support a product launch that a black person helped create is misguided, and is the argument that non-white workers are supported by these jobs, so we should just keep buying them. For one thing, a successful business venture is not a human right. Like I said, if Shove is struggling, that sucks and we should uplift her and donate. However, her partner is Rebel of Queer Girl Straight Skates, one of the most celebrated celebrities in roller skating right now, raking in a lot from YouTube views and whatever other streams of income. So, like, if Shove is doing fine financially and thinks it's an injustice that she won't get to make as much, I disagree. I don't know her personality, so I don't care. IDK. Second, the whole point of boycotts is threatening CEOs in the only language that they care about, money. The biggest employer in this country would treat their employees terribly. And yeah, they exploit a lot of BIPOCs. But buying from these companies is not doing the employees any favors. What would benefit employees is if we collectively said, hey, company, stop paying poverty wages and creating unsafe conditions and discriminating. And we won't give you another cent until you do. And they will because the company wants your money. No, I have no opinion on the Estro Indy PRS debacles because I haven't read much about what happened. I never followed any of them to begin with. Seems like people are upset with them for racism, as white people are upset with them for racism, as white people capitalizing on a art/sport built by black culture. I'm not shocked. I haven't consumed their content or bought their products. I can't cancel people I was never invested in or boycott a brand I never intended to buy. That's for their supporters to figure out. That is for their supporters to figure out. Their supporters wanted the skates. Their supporters wanted the skates. I initially never looked into them because I was so frustrated by the idolization of white skaters and complete sidelining of extremely talented black ones. Roller skating is two things right now. It's really cool and fun hobby with a rich cultural history, especially in the black community. Watch United Skates, just do it. It's also a trend/fad right now, which comes with a lot of whitewashing, as all fads do. As someone already posted, these influencers and business people don't care about you. They want your coin. They will never hold themselves morally accountable to you. They will say and do what is necessary to keep you paying. So I'm going to finish this essay with a suggestion. Once indoor rinks and gatherings are safe again, do yourself a favor and experience skating as it meant to be done with your community. Make friends, listen to music, admire the incredible performances of people who have been jamming for years and years. Heck, you could create virtually like this subreddit and send videos to your friends and chatting about technique. Rinks have been going out of business for a long time. Again, United Skates, watch it. And it's really sad issue. If this trend gave skating rinks new life and more of them open up, then that's something positive to come out of this. So more roller skating rinks actually did not open up. That's one of the crazy parts about the trend. Moxie took most of the money home. The bulk of Moxie skaters don't let me go practice. The bulk of Moxie skaters don't skate in the rink. They skate in their driveways. They wouldn't make it in the rink. They're not gonna make it in the rink. Because the people that created the bubble and the people that what's the name? What's it called? The people that do this specific style of skating, they don't go to the rink either. Always felt iffy about the happy white girl beach skating image, Moxie projects, as well as got in the gut feeling that many of Estro's actions are performative in nature. I already do not buy from Moxie, but this post reinforced the importance of doing so to prevent further whitewashing of skating. Let's check out another Reddit post. Oh, yeah. Moxie has been on shaky ground over the last couple of years. Laszlo enters the chat. I told y'all I was going to show you them boots. Moxie has been on shaky ground over the last couple of years. Laszlo enters the chat. It's kind of crazy they are pulling this shift. My question is, what is their motivation? Moxie has been in a ton of hot water the last couple of years. A ton. So why are people supposed to believe in Laszlo? It's run by all the same people, Michelle, Lolly, and Legs. Also, what even is it? Just another channel to funnel the skaters' money into? For real, what are your thoughts? Edited. Event in Florida? Really? Delta is raging there, and Omicron just hit the States. Let's all fly to Miami, Florida to meet up for 3 days of mixers. They were also meeting through the pandemic. These girls are wild. First of all, let's get the context. What is Laszlo? That's what I'm asking too. I don't keep up with the drama, but I don't really understand what you're upset about. Laszlo looks like a production slash planning company, and this looks like an event that they're using for promotion without legally connecting Moxie to it. Are you upset they're hosting an event during COVID, or is it something different? Because most skaters and entertainers are back to touring. Football stadiums are packed with fans and are full. I'm a Floridian, so we got an apologist here. And people from all over the globe have been flocking here because we don't have any restrictions. I remember that. And it sucks. This is how it's been since this P word started. These influencers make money off events like this, so they're using lax restrictions for their benefit, just like everyone else has been. Laszlo is a new line and set up as a new company that employees from Moxie have moved over to, but not sure who's going where. The skaters working there needed to create a new company for their camps, events, and manufacture goods marketing that is separate from Rydell. I think it is a good move destiny-wise after how the whole pandemic affected them. Let's go deeper into this Laszlo situation. WTF is Laszlo? Anyone else extremely let down by the Laszlo product release? Those ugly boots were the last thing I thought they would be hyping up with the greatest street roller skating video. I thought they would be hyping up with the greatest. I just can't imagine any of those skaters wearing these boots except for Estro. Also, made by women for women, they are excluding a huge market of buyers and dismissing the male and non-binary skaters who are on the Lazo skate team. It makes no sense. Please tell me this is just a big joke. I want to talk a little bit about this. By women for women. Moxie has a long history of co-opting slogans, for us, by us, taking them out of context, and then because you took the statement out of context, it doesn't make as much sense. By women for women is difficult to believe when you can put a racial divide over by women for women, like the original feminist movement. And you look back through all of the business practices by women for women. But what about bonsai? And the thing is, Moxie, I didn't know that they actually had a team on there. The Moxie team was on Roller Jam. You talking about Coco? Let's look at the Lazo boots. These right here. Ugh. What are those? Hey, yo, those go hard. Hey, I think they look like suede fishing boots, but that's just me. I can't even figure out the words to describe these swamping boots. Not the rubber ones. Do you have a pair? Here they go. These joints. This is what I'm getting from them personally. I don't know. It's the dual coloring. It's the dual coloring in the material. I don't wear women's shoes, so maybe I'm not an expert on women's shoes. Let's check out some of the colors. Okay, you can get the pink ones, the blacks. Suede snake boots, hunting boots. Estrogen. I know they got sent home. I know they got sent home. Cause I saw the stuff from Roller Jam on their website, and I said, who was wearing Moxie skates on? Were they on episode 1? I know they did not give Moxie skates a spot on Roller Jam. That's what I mean. There should have been another team there. I know there's a better skate team than Estrogen in anybody. I know there's a better skate team out there. I know there is a better skate team out there than Estrogen and Friends. I know.
I saved $700 with.
I honestly thought Laszlo was the video production team. Didn't even occur to me that they would be hyping up something else. Maybe they should stick to videos. Those are hideous. Gotta go where the money is. It feels so disjointed. Here are gnarly skaters who got bruises and take falls and all the sick edits to them to sell prissy suede boots, and the about us is laughable. Something is happening, but we don't know what. Yup, that sounds accurate. Laszlo is not Estro's company. It is owned and funded. It is owned and funded by a Swedish investor dude Per Wallander. Laszlo has been registered as a footwear retailer since the LLC was filed in 2018. This was always the plan. Estro's sister has been working for Laszlo as marketing for 2.5 years. This is premeditated manipulation of aggressive quad skaters, priming to profit off of us, hiding their intentions behind a team of incredible skaters. LinkedIn and federal filings have this info available publicly. Look at the comments of the WTF is Lazo announcement post on the company's IG page for more opinions. Yeah, see ya. They did better than expected. You know what? I think they did better than expected too. But I think there's a big difference between better than expected and this could have been a skate team. This could have been a serious skate team there. I gotta find this video. This them. This gotta be them. She got timestamps? Nah, man. I gotta go to the page. Toe stops, bro. These skates look brand new. Dude's doing lifts. Dudes is doing lifts right now.
There's some very
Let's
trusting
see what Nicole
friends.
talking about.
Let's just say that. Okay, now we have the Hot Wheels. These ladies, I love and adore them.
Nah,
there
this not
are
them.
a lot of skaters at Venice Beach every week. I would say every weekend, but honestly, it's become a week thing too. Every time I go to that area, these ladies are there. So this crew is not necessarily a crew. It just happens to be a group of women who skate together a lot. So luckily, when you skate around people a lot, you do get to know their style and you do kind of start to skate in a similar way.
I'm off topic. Let me finish what I'm talking about and then stop the stream. It was like one of those intense car commercials where they're like rough and tough. It's revolutionizing. It's amazing. It's a car. Womp. Estro hasn't even posted a pic promoting and wearing them. So it makes me think even she/they wouldn't be wearing them. I wonder how many pairs they made thinking skaters were going to drink the Kool-Aid. The shoe is for rich people who wish they could skate but are too boring to actually do it. I don't got to come for rich people at the end. I'm going to find the clip and I'm going to react to it. Like, I can look at this picture and tell they can't skate. I can look at this picture. Not skate so much they in a dance competition. See, this is why people say I attack beginner. I ain't got to go that hard. I did not have to go that hard. But there's just a look that people have when they come ready to dance. There's a look that people have when they come ready to dance. And they 100% bumped out an African-American team that needed a break. There was probably tons of teams that did not have the sponsor power that aren't on the show. And a three-person battle squad. Honor Roll is there. Bad Boy Skate Crew is there. Like Kim Manning's team, they're 4 people deep. They have 2 artistic skaters and a stunt person. Their team is 1,000% stacked. Their team is stacked. It's like it's really ray gun. It's like it's the ray gun of roller skating. It's really a ray gun moment for roller skating. Can anyone explain what's going on with all the Moxie Laszlo Phantom hate right now? I keep seeing reference to it, but no one seems to actually be talking about it. What happened? Or is it just an overall a shift in the way that people perceive those brands? I'm a big fan of everything they've done for the quad community, and I feel like I'm mixing context here. The creative director for Phantom worked on Big Brother Mag and has a history of bashing roller skaters. I believe he coined the term fruit boots. You are right. Estro has a history of sucking up new skaters, chewing them up, and ditching them when they're no longer useful. There have been so many stories floating around since before even the 2020 boom. None of it ever really addressed. So every time one of her projects makes poor choices, people jump down her throat because it's just the latest in the long line of poor choices. It seems like it's blown out of proportion because it's never just about the current drama. It's the pattern of behavior. Yes, I'm aware Phantom started as Ghoulies' project, but at this point, it's tied too closely to Laszlo for the association to not be there. Also, David Carney would appear to not be the guy you want to hire if you want queer folks to take you seriously. Is David Carney the guy others have mentioned that worked for Thrasher? The mag was Big Brother skateboarding, but yeppers. So they're working with Carney and Big Brother skateboarders. Woof. Last one. Last thing that I need to review, I want to go into the Quad Cup decision. And because I had time to get to the Quad Cup decision, Quad Cup 2022 was a vibe. Blading Cup, meeting young brands and fangirling at Quad Cup. Blading Cup, April 28th to May 1st, was a vibe and definitely one for the books. Thanks to the power couple, Miguel Ramos and Michelle Stein, the Blading Cup makers decided to put a quad competition, letting some young skaters, some young roller skate businesses and skaters profit from the 10 plus years of established event, help attract many people and brands. This one has some typos in it. The level of competition was mind-blowing. The under 17 intermediate and advanced groups threw some gnarly jaw-dropping lines. Miguel was the most entertainment commentator one might have wished for. Yes, he used all the trick names from blading, and if not, it might have been an extendo. But roller skating has one big issue to solve. We still do not have trick names of our own, especially not for the crazy switch up and grind combos some skaters are bringing to the coping these days. A little bit earlier, I was talking about how quad skating is just on a lower level. There's not even names for the stuff. Yes, many of our tricks are heavily inspired by blading, but we need to name them ourselves because they do differ. And roller skaters added their own steez. Speaking of blading, there are bladers who discovered their love for roller skating and with some 20 plus years of inline skating experience managed to seamlessly transfer their skills to roller skates, often outperforming many of the new generation of roller skaters. Seeing them sign up for the competition made some people uncomfortable, but this community is widely admired for its diversity. We cheer for and encourage each other. But here's the thing. If we claim to be inclusive and welcoming, that means we cannot exclude anyone. Will bladers with many years of experience put on quads and take medals? Probably. Whether someone is taking up space is a question every person has to answer for themselves. What makes you a roller skater? Your intention, or you are a roller skater the moment you put on quads? In any case, instead of being upset, we have to focus on keeping toxicity and exclusivity out of our community. Or as Carlos Hernandez put it, gatekeeping is not cool. These skaters are also giving to the community and enjoying skating. We welcome them and acknowledge their level, but as soon as there's competition, they don't feel accepted because they are at another level in contrast to the newer generation of quad skaters. I believe that there's room for everyone in what they give with love to quad skating. There's a chance to reach that level, to learn from their experience and take the good that they bring to the sport. We are tough and capable of doing what we want on skates. We build a strong community based on support and joy, and we live that on this event. There's just a need to make it clear and fair so everyone can be a part of these events and welcome with open arms. This is where they kind of gloss over it. Unclear guidelines and judging criteria upset contestants and fans. What were the guidelines? What were the specific guidelines? But honestly, better this happens in the first event so we can move on and do it better in the second and many more that will hopefully come. Next time, how contestants are played will be more transparent so the expectations are managed and better for all. Judges will apply. Skaters will be able to read guidelines in advance, though there are not exceptions that our sibling community of the blading requires. It is important to acknowledge that we do, since we are new to this, and it would be impossible to continue to stoke the fire without those not so simple considerations. So this is where they're like, hey, yo, hey, bro. Hey, yo, I know that you won. But we're kind of trying to sell something here, and it'd be difficult to sell it. And that's one of the reasons why I was so surprised that they were on Roller Jam. And even though I will give them the benefit of the doubt and say that they might have put up, a passable performance. In a capitalist society, only the winner wins. The winner wins, and everybody else inside of the society, it's like the rewards are balanced 80% at the top or 100% for the winner and 0% for everybody that doesn't win. By giving Barbie the win that day, they took Montreal out of the Quad Cup history books. They took him out of the history books. He will always be in also ran because they took him out of the history books. By taking this spot from a serious jam skating or rhythm skating team or even an artistic team, they took somebody else out the history books and they inserted themselves again. I want to see looks like it says drama. We can't even find videos of it. Yeah, I don't have to find this video just to dunk on it. I dunked on it enough. Well, boom, 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 boom. Well, Boss Tweezy, it's been your boy Dun Beezy, and this is the Fall of Moxi. That's the research. That's where it all started. That's where it all began. If you got any questions, comments, concerns, or something that you want me to add to the video, If you drop it in the comment of this live, I'll be able to handle that in the next couple days. I'm going to wake up tomorrow, read the rest of the audio part, edit everything together from the stream, and then see what else I need to record. And this is going to be coming out ASAP. I do got time to watch a apology video. You know what? I think I have time. I have time to find this roller jam performance. Is it like elimination style? Let me find the episode guide. It's the grand finale, 8 teams. Okay, qualifier round. The first 5 teams kicking off the competition. So the first 2 rounds are the qualifier rounds. If they're not in the first episode, they'll be in the second episode. Skate Gravity. That's the name of the team. Skate Gravity. Oh, yeah. Coco, Franklin, and Deja. I'm a little hard on Deja. I ain't going to lie. I can't even pretend. But I think she is the ultimate beginner for beginning roller skate creator. Here it is. Let's watch it.
From an ice background, it just made me think of like Ice World is when people are on ice skates and Roller World is when people are on roller skates. And I thought that was so cute. My 4th place is Motley Hot Shots. I had to look at my notes because Motley Hot Shots, and then there's another
24
one.
hours
My 5th
early.
place is Skate Shot, and I think that's really funny that they both have shot in it. I don't know why that is, but Motley Hot Shots, this group, I think they had the biggest challenge because their skating does not, it's not represented that well on a flat surface. They do ramps. They are park skaters. They do crazy, crazy stuff. And I've known Michelle or Estrogen for, again, that's another one that I've known for probably about 15 years. Time really does fly when you're having fun and when you're on wheels. We've worked together on a lot of jobs and just like, you know.
They almost fell. They almost fell. They almost fell. What are you talking about right now? What do you mean? What do you mean?
Skating does not, it's not represented that well on a flat surface. They do ramps. They are park skaters. They do crazy, crazy.
And Nicole Fiore is saying exactly what I said. They are not jam skaters. Their skating does not translate. You stole a spot from a team that deserved it. I don't want to see Michelle Stein dancing.
So I have an immense
3
amount of
spins.
job, and they're like, okay, can we somehow get you? And they wanted me in the Venice skate park because their skating does not. It's not represented that well on a flat surface.
But we gotta look. I gotta look at
do
this jump
ramps.
again.
They are park skaters. They do crazy stuff. And I've known Michelle or Estrogen for, again, that's another one that I've known for probably about 15 years. Time really does fly when you're having fun and when you're on wheels. We've worked together on a lot of jobs.
Boom. Look at the posture. Look at this posture. There's like a Cleveland team that comes and one of their specialties is jumping and hitting 540s. This is the sign that you're about to fall. It's Roller Jam. It's the biggest disco competition of all time. We got 3 skaters here that don't even do this well.
And just like, you know, skating together for fun. I had one job in the Venice.
Woo! We're going to bust a coffin.
Skate park. And if you know that park, the bowl is huge. It's really big and it's really scary. And they wanted me to go down into the bowl and drop. And I was like, I don't do that. And so Michelle was on that job and they're like, okay, can we somehow get you into the bottom of the bowl? And then can you follow her around? And I was like, okay, that I can do. Yeah, sure. But I'm not going to just like drop in like she does. So I have an immense amount of respect for these ladies. There's a lot of things these ladies can do that I am not willing to do. It's not that I can't do it. I just never will, because I don't like throwing my body through the air like that. So again, huge respect for them. You cannot sweat it. You can't.
Let's keep going.
Right there.
Oh, what was that?
Trips. Did she mess up? Really good skaters, really good performers will make you question if you're seeing things. Michelle with her flips. This, oh my gosh, it was a scary moment. This isn't scary. That's fantastic.
Got the backflip. Backflips are hard.
Right there.
What was that?
Moment. This isn't scary. That's fantastic. Right
Boom. This little leg kick move.
there.
The trip. See, they did fall. She was standing at like a stop. It could have been a JB team. Could have been break skate. It could have been break skate. Break skate. Could have been. It could have been sick on skates. It could have been sick on skates. It could have been another Venice Beach team. It could have been another Venice Beach team. It could have been a straight up artistic team. But if it was those teams, would they have the marketing? Would they have the marketing campaign to put it on their website? The website of the roller skating company that does 10% of Rydell sales? No. It's moments like this where I take a step back and I focus on staying in my lane. Because it's easy to see a video like this and be like, what did we really practice? It could have been Usher's team. What if Usher was there? What if Usher's team competed? What if they got Usher? Kim Manning, Space Queen, is practicing for season 2 of Roller Jam. She coming up with new tricks, new ways to wow the crowd, get all types of lines. Let's finish it up. I'm gonna finish this and I'm getting offline.
So she trips, but she catches it so fast and just like goes right into the next thing. So
this is a wonky looking frame.
You can tell when someone is super comfortable on their skates. When they trip or mess up, they just go on to the next thing. That is the key. You cannot sweat it. You can't think about it too much. You just go on to the whatever's next. And I'm going all out of order because on the show it was Disco Oasis, then Skate Shot, then House of Skate, then Motley Hot Shots, then Honor Roll. So I'm really going around on this one, but I wanted to rank them this time, who I thought was best. Hot take.
Nicole Fiore. I'd like to shout out Nicole Fiore as well. I feel like she describes this and she reacts to this very, very graciously. I feel like she really took an opportunity to think about everybody's feelings. And I think that she was able to criticize them in a way that's measured. It was measured, it was respectful, and she took the opportunity to focus on the positives. I just come from a roller skating culture. This is my roller skating mentor right here. Sweetness from Roll Bounce. I will never forget. Sweetness looked Bow Wow in the eyes and he said, "Don't fall. If you fall, you lose. If you fall, you lose. Don't fall." That's not how everybody skate these days. There's bigger things at play. Long term, I think choosing the Michelle Stein and the Moxie team was a really good way to market the program. They marketed the program very, very well. And it probably really helped bring a lot of eyes to Roland Jam. And I can only imagine how many people tuned in because she was skating. Well, anyway, boss fam, I'm gonna get offline before. Yeah, I'm gonna get offline and I'm gonna get to editing this video. Thank you so much for coming in. Thank you so much for going on this journey with me. And let's hope I don't get canceled when I drop this. That's the next thing. I might get canceled. I'm gonna get more roller skate canceled. It's I don't even got a squad. I ain't got a squad, and I better not watch that video and be like, it's okay for you to fall. It's not okay for me to fall in no skate competition. It's not okay for me to look like I'm about to fall in no skate competition. It's not okay. I ain't did enough. I ain't did enough yet.